Hi, and welcome to another Papiti Math YouTube video tutorial where I'm going to be teaching you, yes, you, Algebra 1. And we are in the 11th chapter in this series of videos where we talk about sequences. We are on exercise number 2 of the first lesson that deals mainly with arithmetic sequences. So we look up top right here and it says sequences that follow a pattern of repeated addition are referred to as arithmetic sequences. The pattern of how much is being added each time is called the common difference. So in exercise number 2 now, we want to decide if each sequence below is an arithmetic sequence. If it is, state the common difference, then find the eighth term. So this is basically the same thing as exercise number 1, but in addition to saying what the common difference is, which we just said what the pattern was in exercise number 1, now we're going to call it a common difference. We also want to say if it's adding the same amount over and over and over. Okay? So let's take a look at part A. 2, 4, 8, 16. Now again, we want repeated addition here for it to be arithmetic. So let's start off with what we add to 2 to get 4. And what you would add is 2. So 2 plus 2 would give you 4. Now, if we were to add another 2, this would be almost an arithmetic sequence. But 4 plus 2 does not give us 8. We have to add 4. And then we have to add 8 to get to 16. So since these are different values that we're adding on each time, this sequence is not arithmetic. Because again, to be arithmetic, you need to add the same amount every time. So it's not arithmetic. If it is, state the common difference. We don't need to do that. Then find the eighth term. Okay, so we just write not arithmetic and we go to part B. Now, in part B, we have negative numbers. These negative numbers are decreasing. They're getting smaller and smaller. Okay, so let's see if we're adding the same amount every time. So what would we add to negative 12 to get negative 17? And you would add a negative 5, or you would subtract 5. Either one is acceptable. Now, let's see. Do we subtract 5 more to get negative 22? And your answer is yes. And finally, do you subtract 5 more to get negative 27? And your answer is yes. So this is an arithmetic sequence. It is arithmetic. And it says, if it is, state the common difference. So we're going to write the common difference is 5. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. We have to be careful because our common difference is negative 5 because we're adding that negative 5 every time. Be careful with your signs. And then find the eighth term. So now we have to find our fifth, then our sixth, then our seventh, then our eighth term. So we're going to subtract 5 more. We're going to get negative 32. Whoops, I'll write that down there. I'm messing up all over the place right here. So minus 5 more. Then we're going to subtract 5 more. We're going to get negative 37. Subtract 5 more to get negative 42. And subtract 5 more to get negative 47. So our eighth term is negative 47. Okay, and again, this is a lot of words here, and in math, you're not used to seeing too many words, so I'm guessing that on the next page of this lesson, we're going to be getting into how we could write this with fewer words in different notation. So let's take a look at part C before we get into that. And we will look at negative 2 to 1, and we could see that we're adding 3 to negative 2 to get 1. Now we need to see if that same pattern continues throughout the sequence. And 1 plus 3 sure does give us 4. And finally, 4 plus 3 does give us 7. So this one, it is arithmetic. And our common difference, common difference is 3. Positive 3, we're adding 3 every time. And our eighth term now, we need to find. So we're already given 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to find 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to add 3 a few more times. 7 plus 3 will give us 10. 10 plus 3 will give us 13. 13 plus 3 will give us 16. And finally, 16 plus 3 will give us 19. So our eighth term is 19. And finally, we have 14, 34, 54, and 64. So we're going to take a look and we're going to see that 14 plus 20 would give us 34. 34 plus 20 will give us 54. So you see the same two right away. So right away, you might be thinking this is arithmetic. But just like we said before on how you wanted to look at every term in that sequence, let's take a look at our last two terms that they're giving us, 54 and 64. To get from 54 to 64, you only add 10. So although it's the same, or true for the first two, that they are the same common difference, we change it up on the third to fourth term. So this is not an arithmetic sequence, because to be an arithmetic sequence, the common difference has to be constant throughout the entire sequence. And this one is not. So we could write not arithmetic. Okay, so again, if this video was helpful in allowing you to see if a sequence was arithmetic or not, please give this video a thumbs up to let me know that this video was helpful to you. Otherwise, you could click on this link that's up right now to go on to exercise number 3. Thanks.